Welcome again to our special segment of the show, Eye on South Asia. With us, we have an illustrious person from a glorious family in India, Mr. S.K. Modi. And Mr. Modi is generally known as an industrialist, a business person, but here today he is on a different mission, different tour, and which is what we're going to talk about in this segment. With him, we have Hema Virani. She is the resident for their operations in North America, and she'll be taking care of their arts venture, which is essentially related to their philanthropy. Mr. Modi, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a big honor for me to be in New York.
Rather, it's an honor for all of us, especially the NRIs who live in this country, because you are the guiding light for the work that you've taken in your hand. Tell us a little bit about Arts for India.
Well, this is a charity we thought about. Actually, we have a college which was set up, Art College, in the year 2000. And before that, we were also doing art shows, promoting Indian art worldwide. We have taken it to Japan. In fact, we did a show in New York also, at New York Academy of Art, at the House of Lords, and also for United Nations at Power of Peace Forum in Bangkok, and before that in Bali. So I have been connected now with the art world for the last 20 years. The whole idea of setting up Arts for India was a charity which was registered in United Kingdom, in London, because both of our educational partners are from London, the University of Arts London and the Princess Drawing School, London. Having registered the charity, we launched it at the Kensington Palace, and we got a very good response from London. The whole idea is that we want 100 children from very, very poor background on a scholarship basis to be taught art.
Art is a very wide subject.
Yeah, so we are covering very wide. We have got fine art, textile design, fashion, animation, and now TV and film. So we are covering a wide area for art, and now we'll be also, I'll come to that, we are also starting Universe of Art there, whereby we want to have performing art center with dance, drama, music, a museum to showcase international art, Indian art, also artist residency, artist studios, and we want an area for arts for conservation where we want to show the animals also. So as I was saying, that we want to take 100 children and teach them to their skills. Art, it could be applied art, it could be fashion, it could be TV, it could be films, it could be animation, depending on the skill of the person. And through this charity, we want to mentor the program where the student gets mentoring from its mentor. So once we launched it in UK, then we launched it in Switzerland last year. And the big step we are taking is now in New York, because this is the center for philanthropy, this is the center of art in the world. Americans have given more money in charity or for philanthropy than the rest of the world.
Yeah, I want to come to that question a little bit later, but let me ask you, why did you connect art with philanthropy?
Well, basically, if you look at art, it inspires culture. And if you take art and culture, without art and culture, there is no life.
True.
So, if you take philanthropy, if you take a child, okay, who doesn't have means to earn, and you imbibe in him art, I have seen struggle makes very good artist.
Yep.
That is why,
most of the movie stars.
Yeah, their children, they try, but it is a question of struggle. And if you take poor people, they go through so much struggle in their life. I'm sure they'll make great artists. Also, I saw India has a huge background in art.
True.
Even if you take, for instance, music, Indians play music when the child is born, when they go praying, the music in the weddings.
Even like you said, death.
Even death, you have bhajans.
Chanting it, bhajans.
So I'd say Indians are very heavily into culture, art. We were into art, frescoes. If you see our old Ajanta Ellora caves and all that there's a huge history of art in India.
So that's how you're connecting the culture, the art into the philanthropic part.
Exactly.
You were talking about philanthropy when you look at West, starting from Mr. Buffet himself, and you talk about Bill Gates, you talk about top movie stars. They have made a grand success, and most of them are somehow involved in philanthropy.
Right.
Somehow, why is that in India? You may have a Tata Foundation, Infosys Foundation, very, very broadly speaking, couple of them. But why are Indian not yet philanthropists?
You see, Indians, the way we are brought up, they say there is a rebirth, and they say that your wealth belongs to your children. So in a way, you don't give it away. Like the culture is here, you got to hold on to it, and then you pass it on to your children. Of course, I'm not in favor of it entirely. I would say we should share it with the poorest of the poor. I mean, we have a program running, 2 programs we run. One is Right to Education, where we give free education to 4,000 children. And the second one is Stitch in Time. The women who become vulnerable, destitute women, widows, this, that, you got to
take care
train them so that they can have self-respect and earning means. So from all this angle, I would say it's very important that through philanthropy, you also revive art, you see. It's a double-edged sword. And also, I would say, when you're using arts for conservation, then also we have tied up with Jungle City and Elephant Family.
Mm-hmm.
So where are the elephants? The elephants are not in USA or Europe or Japan. They are in either Africa or India. So we are taking the Jungle City, which is basically for the help of India. And I feel India has a huge background in art, culture. And I have to look to USA because we are launching there, and Hema will be at the forefront on 26th of April.
Yeah, about to ask Hema right after you finish. So what is the plan for US? Hema, since you are the resident in charge for North American operations, what is this big day coming up on 26th April?
Well, Sunilji, we're very excited to be launching in USA after having done very successful launches in UK at the Kensington Palace and in Switzerland at the Reichsberg Museum. So we are having it at a very well-known, prestigious museum in the city. That evening, we also have an artist, Oriana Galoni, who has donated some incredible statues, centerpieces, which we plan on selling. We can pre-sell.
Is it a sale or auction?
No, this would just be a sale. People who would like these very exclusive, limited edition pieces. We're also bringing in a fashion show from India by...
Actually, Beena Modi, she's my sister-in-law, but she's very good fashion designer. She has her own line of clothes.
Yes.
So she's bringing it here because it's for Indian fashion.
Right.
So we didn't want to take any Western fashions.
So is this a one-off event, or it will be the beginning of?
Beginning of. Because if you want to tap the New York market for philanthropy to generate funds for your foundation, it can't be one-off. It has to be a continuous. And
does it have anything to do with the timing? Because all of a sudden you see India is in the forefront. Like we were talking about, it's all about US and India, India and US.
Well,
so
India,
have you timed it accordingly?
Absolutely. I mean, India has arrived. They say now the top 3 nations in the world are USA, China and India. So India has arrived, and from that angle I feel that art also gets a boost. Now if you take the greater art, now Bollywood is all over the world, and Indian music, Indian drama, and that is why we have taken Goldie Hawn, because she has been very passionate about Indian elephants.
Sure.
And she has been supporting Indian elephants. So we'll be bestowing an award to her in the memory of my mother, Devati Modi, Art, Culture and Education Award, which was taken by His Holiness Dalai Lama, in fact, in Delhi on 2nd of December.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. So, we are saying we are coming with huge hopes to New York.
So, Hema, you think after New York, you'll obviously move to West, which is the second most important part of the country. And will you look at LA possibly?
Absolutely. We have a few ambassadors. One of them is from that area, but we have strong interest in having an event there. I'm sure after April 26th, we will have more interest. Also, Goldie Hawn is a key component in our event. She's very happy to come and accept the award. We have a lot of well-known people flying in from all over the world, and it's something that it's for a good cause for India, and Mr. Modi and the Modi family have been in philanthropy, in fact, from his parents' time, because that's how I think it was ingrained in them, in Mr. Modi, to do this.
Which brings me to the question, as again, I am kind of repetitive about it when we were talking earlier, coming from a business family where everything you looked at was green. Suddenly, how come, your entry to most likely to New York, the Big Apple as we call it, should have been into business venture, and suddenly you are looked into a very different angle. It is mesmerizing and amazing to think of. What made you think like this?
Well, it dawns on you, as you grow older. And I've written a book also, which was published last year in London, called In Love with Death, which tells you that you're on a lease of life, like you're born to die. And when you go away, philanthropy is like afterlife insurance. Okay, there are a lot of life insurance companies which sell you policy, but that money goes to your kith and kin. What is in your name?
Nothing.
So whatever good deeds you do, whatever philanthropy you do, charity you do, that go with you after death. So I have learnt a lot from US. I have been mesmerized when I hear the stories of Bill Gates or Warren Buffett and how great the people are and how much they have worked and how philanthropic they are. So I think I'm here not only to launch Arts for India, but also to learn from them. And this is a very big learning city. New York is, I would say, the center of this planet. As far as arts is concerned, as far as philanthropy is concerned, New York is the capital, I can say with certainty. So Arts for India, and we are both democratic countries, India and USA. There is a huge cultural, let's say, exchange between the two countries. As I was jokingly saying, US at least should give back to India because they were discovered because of India.
True.
Columbus wouldn't have set sail.
Yeah, continue to. Well, finally it seems to be coming around now.
Yeah. So, as I said, now having got so much, they need to give back. So I'm sure we'll do very well here. And I'm also very thankful to you and your television and your
Sunilji, we're getting a strong outpouring of artists and everybody donating also for the cause. So
this is, I think, like between many countries, we kind of use different bridges. In this case, I think what Mr. Modi is doing, what I would call the art diplomacy of building the bridge between the two countries.
Yeah.
The timing is so perfect.
And also, if you take Slumdog Millionaire success, was amazing, winning so many Oscars and totally shot in India with Indian actors, Indian technicians. So India has truly arrived in the world scene. And I say, also look at animation now. I would say more and more movies will be made in India. And from all this angle, I feel India can really inspire the world. And it can be a two-way exchange. You see, it doesn't have to be one way.
Sure.
Because I did the art show, you will be surprised. We were sitting in Paris at a UN meeting, UNESCO headquarters, and it was a Power of Peace forum, and they were discussing whether they should have the next conference in English or French, because both are, official language of United Nations. So I don't know what made me give the idea, but I said, why not have an art show for peace, power of peace. Because art is a universal language, and in any case we were doing it in Bali, in Indonesia. So that will also go very much with the local flavor, and immediately there was a huge acceptance, and I had a huge project on my lap. And you'll be surprised when I talk to all the Indian artists that I'm doing this project, and they really came forward to make art.
We are absolutely amazed at your concept, thinking, and timing, especially. And I personally feel, like you said, world is not only flat, it is becoming smaller. And I think you're helping it become more enjoyable and happier. Thank you very much for coming on our show, Mr. Modi.
Thank you.
And Hema, we wish you all the luck, and we'll be
Thank you.
constantly following the story of your venture as you launch on 26th.
Thank you very much.
Once again,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you, sir.
So Prakash, that was very interesting to hear from Mr. Modi and Hema, how it's a very unique thing to look at it, that they are, what I said to him, it seems like the diplomacy of art and philanthropy. At least some family, some individual, some organization from India is putting their flag in the New York of Americas with a philanthropic action and a great art event to be done on 26th. We all look forward to it, and that is the end of the story this week. We had a great week this week, nice end to this winter, which was not as harsh we all thought it would be, and a spring in front of us. And having with me co-host our consulting editor from the Indian Express with his thought process. Keep watching Eye on South Asia week after week. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, and you have a great weekend.